Television is not the truth. Television is a goddamn amusement park. Television is a circus, a carnival, a traveling troupe of acrobats, storytellers, dancers, singers, jugglers, sideshow freaks, lion tamers, and football players. We're in the boredom-killing business. So turn off your television sets. Turn them off now. Turn them off right now. Turn them off and leave them off. Turn them off right in the middle of the sentence I'm speaking to you now. Turn them off.
Stop them. An idea whose time has come cannot be stopped by any army.
Welcome to TLBTV, Eradicating Programmed Ignorance, brought to you by the Liberty Beacon Project, and I am your host and the founder of the Liberty Beacon Project, Roger Landry. What we're about to do is something that I enjoy doing so much. You may have seen a couple of these recently. You're going to see another one today. Excuse me. I've done several shows today, or actually a show and several conference calls, and the voice is getting strained a little bit, but it's such a great show we're about to do because we get to introduce a new host to the TLBTV lineup. And this is a woman, I got to tell you, who has the most infectious smile on the planet. And she uses it a lot, and I'm starting to wonder if it's a weapon or not. But, and you hear her giggling in the background, but it is absolutely charming. It's totally disarming. Not only has she got this wonderful smile, but this is a woman who is a veteran. This is a woman who has a lot of information and knowledge on things such as PTSD or post-traumatic stress syndrome. This is a woman who pretty much marries up with Rebecca on a lot of the things that they have done and a lot of the ways they think. I think they're sisters from a different mother. I really do. They've got to be. But Rebecca, why don't you go ahead and tell our audience a little bit more about our guest before we invite her into the show?
Well, she is also an author. She writes about real life issues, and those are the kinds of issues that are easily silenced by society. In fact, she has written Soldier with a Backpack, A Living and Dying Simultaneously, and Charge of an Angel. She has a series that she has talked about, and so she has a lot of information. She's got a lot of experience, firsthand knowledge, but she is now...
She's also a poet.
Yes. And she is now also part of the TLB family as a brand new show host of The Truth Will Set You Free. And with us today is Linda D. Wattley. Welcome to the show, Linda.
Hey, I want to meet her.
I know.
Who is this lady?
This is...
Everybody's got to look at that smile now, okay? Because everybody knows I don't exaggerate and I don't lie. Tell me that is not in a very infectious smile. All right, let's start this all off because you are on a mission, okay? You are on a mission that you believe, all right, is ordained. You are somebody who feels that you have a message that you wish to get out to as many people as possible. Okay, the Liberty Beacon Project, our motto is, or our theme, whatever you want to call it, is the eradication of programmed ignorance. There are a lot of people out there today who do not see the truth because it has been veiled from them, who do not see the truth because it hasn't been presented to them. Excuse me, who do not see the truth because they've been distracted from it. It's up to people like the phenomenal host we have in the Liberty Beacon Project, the phenomenal contributors we have who write articles, the phenomenal show hosts such as you, Linda, who jump into the Liberty Beacon Project Sandbox to help us eradicate this programmed ignorance, to tell people the truth, to show them what they are probably missing, to fill a hole in their life, to fill a gap. What I would like you to do at this point is just go ahead, and your phone's ringing, isn't it? That's okay. We put ours on silent before the show starts. But listen, what I would like you to do is tell the audience what your mission is. Tell the audience why your mission is, and tell the audience what you expect or hope to gain from doing TLBTV shows. Okay? I understand that you are somebody who's been seriously recognized for their writing capability, as in you stood out in the pack. I understand that you have the ability to write beautiful poetry. I understand that you are far more intelligent than I believe even you believe you are, but we can see it. So tell us about your mission, please.
Like I say, I believe the truth will set you free. And to me, my main thing is to let that person know how valuable they are, that they are so powerful, that you don't have to be a celebrity to have an impact on somebody else's life. That from the time you was born, you had a divine purpose, that God has appointed people waiting for you to come forth. And what I would like to do is open a platform for them to come forward so they could get to the people that God has designated for them to hear their voice, their message, their anointing, their spirit. And so to me, my main thing is not about me, it's about the people that I am listening to. Because somebody else needs that message more than they realize. See, everybody is so valuable. Like either you're planting seeds or you healing or you delivering. Your purpose is not for you, it's for others. And I want people to realize you don't have to be LeBron James, Oprah Winfrey, and you have a profound impact on this universe.
I love
it. Wow. Okay. Now, there you go with that smile again. I swear to God.
It feels so good when you're doing what you're supposed to do. You can't help it.
Yes.
All right. Okay, so my next question is, can anybody ever get mad at you when you've got that smile on? Okay. Rebecca, what do you think of this? Because we just heard a whole hell of a lot of hallelujah there. I swear to God. What do you think of that? Because you know what? I've heard a lot of the same things from you, not using the same words, but traveling down the same path and using the same theme. I swear to God, you two are sisters from different mothers.
I know. It is so true, though. Everything that she has had to say is very spot on. We are all here for a specific reason. We have a purpose, and a lot of times we don't know what it is specifically until we really look at the things that have gone on in our life. And then even at that, we go, well, what do I do with it? And so it's sharing those things that you feel passionate about. It's sharing things that are going to assist someone else in their walk, in their journey. And that is what we do here at the Liberty Beacon. So it only made sense for her to have her own show here, because she is about setting people free from the chains that bind them through truth. And that is what we do here at the Liberty Beacon.
I got to tell you, not only do I agree with that, but that was put very eloquently, my friend. And this is the reason why you're my co-host each week, because you bring a little credibility and a little bit of sanity to the show, because we both know I don't have the sanity. I might have the credibility, but I don't have the sanity.
Hey now.
Okay? And here we go again. I constantly tell people over and over again, and yes, Rebecca, you just heard this a few minutes ago, I never challenge you to prove me wrong. I dare you to prove me wrong. I firmly believe that everybody has a talent. Everybody has a purpose. Everybody has the ability to seriously impact someone else's life in a positive fashion. And as you said, Rebecca, you don't always know what that is. One day you might trip into it. You might realize that a friend or a family member is in serious or dire need of somebody to prop them up, somebody for them to lean on, somebody to tell them that there's hope. And you go and you do the best you can. And at the end of that, this person walks away with a renewed sense of spirit, with a renewed sense of something good can still happen in my life. And when you walk away, your spirit has exploded to a point where you look back and say, this may just be why I'm here.
Yes.
You know why I'm telling you that, Linda? Because that happened to me 7 years ago when I started the Liberty Beacon Project. I used to work for the people I rail against today. And today, everything I do is to point out the problems, the fallacies, the lies, all of the things that we suffer from today. Perpetual warfare, millions of people dying around the world that don't need to die, so on and so forth. I used to be a part of the mechanism that caused that and didn't see anything wrong with that. And then one day, I sat down and a friend came over who didn't know what his purpose in life was. And over an 8-hour period, showing me videos on the computer, showing me articles, talking to me about things, he woke me up enough that I started to ask questions about things I never questioned before. Over a week's period of time, I had a total collapse of what I truly believed in, okay? Because the absolute truth will either lift you up in a phenomenal fashion or it will tear your foundation of belief right out from under you. I went through both of those in a 2-week period, both of them, okay? But the next time I saw this individual, what did I tell him? I told him, you will always be the person I give credit to for opening my eyes. This may be the sole purpose for your existence on this planet. And look what has happened with the Liberty Beacon Project. We have websites across the planet. We have the TLBTV network now. We've got phenomenal people. We're bringing another doctor into TLBTV who has opened his eyes to what's really going on with pharmaceutical drugs, so on and so forth. And he wants to speak the truth, okay? All of this has happened because this gentleman who had no clue sat down next to me almost 8 years ago, a little over, about 7.5 years ago, and decided to tell me that everything I believed was based on falsehoods. And he changed my life. Now, if he never accomplishes anything else in his entire life, the impact of that one single event is phenomenal. So how can I not sit here and show you 1,000,000% support on what you're trying to do? Because I lived that. I saw it, my friend.
It's the ripple effect.
Yes.
It is.
So tell us, what do you think of my story? And it's not a story, it's an absolute fact.
It's your destiny.
I'm talking about my friend who sat down and changed my life.
Wow. So he had a divine purpose and it was you. He may not even have that divine purpose for anybody else. And it's fulfilled. So everything else is extra. See, when you get extra, it's awesome. When you fulfill that major thing, everything else is extra. And you just start enjoying it. You can't stop it.
That is so true.
Once your eyes is open, you can't close them again.
That's very true.
So let's talk a little bit about when you were younger and didn't realize you had the ability to put your thoughts down so eloquently that it opened the eyes of teachers and instructors around you that realized you had a gift. Now, I know it's uncomfortable sometimes for people to talk about their talents, but the written language can either be so destructive or so eloquent and so divine and so helpful. It is a very powerful tool. Now, I believe that adding the visual to it, like in a TLB TV show, adds that extra dimension, because today, so many people are hooked on that visual effect, okay? They're always watching YouTube videos or Vimeo videos or video games. It's got to have that visual component to it. But your ability as an author to put your thoughts there transcends into you doing a show, because if you can put them on paper, you can put them to word. So tell me a little bit about what happened to you when you were a kid and all of a sudden people realized you had the power to really influence people by your written word.
Wow. The thing that I noticed when I was a child, people couldn't believe the things I was saying more so than written. It took a while before that came to be. And that came to be on accident when I was in school because they couldn't understand why I was so advanced when they gave us assignments. Because it was like I did them so fast and they had, it's like a song. It was like when I write, it was like writing a song. It had such a flow to it that everybody would just stop and just like be in awe and smile. I mean, you talking about me smiling, they were smiling from my work. And it just happens. It's like when they say it's a gift, it's like you're almost like a vacuum. If you get out of the way, it's I'll show you what I'm about. It's not really actually you per se. It's just you getting out of the way. See, ego is what suppresses so many things. See, I don't have anything to prove. I never had anything to prove, so I was open. And I think that's why, you know, the spirit just knew that it could just channel through me, because that's how I feel when I'm writing, like it's a channeling, and I make myself available. That's why, you know, I'm not egotistic or haughty, because I know that it's not me per se. It's just my availability.
Well, I would beg to differ that it's not you, because if you weren't that ideal receptor, if you didn't have the ability to take those thoughts that are put into your head and put them down with the eloquence and the certainty that you do, then that spirit might have gone to somebody else. So some of that credibility and some of that credit has got to stick with you. It has to.
I get that. I never looked at it that way. I was just, I guess, because I don't think it.
You don't have to worry about praising yourself, because I guarantee you I'm going to do enough of it. And one of the things that you are doing that absolutely I love is that I used to live in Mississippi. I used to live in southern Florida. I used to live in Georgia. And I had this southern accent. And then I moved to Ohio and Rhode Island, and it all went away. But now I'm back in Arkansas, south of the Mason-Dixon line again. And when I hear someone like you talk, can you hear it coming out in my voice? And I can't help myself, but I love it. I really do. I think the southern diction, the southern slang, to me, it's like the living room of the United States. It's the comfort zone, where people talk with a comfort in their voice. And I absolutely adore the way you talk. That stands right up there with your smile. But Rebecca, how am I doing here? If I'm giving her too much credit, don't tell me, because I don't want to know, because I ain't going to stop.
Oh, I wouldn't want you to stop either, because it is all due and totally just.
Wow. I guess I just never did. And that can go back to childhood. You know how when you're not identified, so something that's really that special, you can't comprehend that that's actually you, because it's so far out of your realm of conscious awareness. But I mean, I keep talking, I think I'm getting it.
And this,
we'll make sure you do.
That's right.
And I really like it.
And this, Linda, is why you are going to make a huge impact and contribution to the Liberty Beacon and the audience who sees your shows, those who end up listening and they may not be able to see. You're going to be able to make a visual impact internally on them that's going to make a huge difference on their life. And the ripple effect, not only that, is if it's not something one of your shows directly impacts them, they will probably be able to share it with someone who it will.
I am somebody who, most of my audience, and I've been, like I said, I founded this project, so I've been here since day one, see me as an authoritarian, an authoritarian figure, but not in a bad fashion. I don't tell people what you can and can't believe, what you should and shouldn't do. All I do is present the facts to them, but they see me as somebody who can get rabid at points. I will get up to the camera and I will scream if I have to, if I think that's what it takes. So they see me as a very bold, very outspoken, but very factual individual. They see Rebecca as somebody who is respectful, somebody who offers respect, somebody who draws them in with, and you're going to have to accept this, Rebecca, with charm. She does it so very well. I'll tell you what I think people are going to see you as. Linda, are you ready for this? The big sister, the big aunt, the mother figure. The person they can go to when they need to bleed from their soul a little bit, understanding that you're going to be there, you're going to listen, you're not going to push back and tell them you don't have time, and you're going to have an answer for them they might not always like, but it'll always be given to them with respect and warm smiles. That's how I see you. That's the persona I see you developing, and there's nothing you can do to convince me it ain't going to happen.
Can I ask you a question?
Always.
How did you come up with the project?
I came up with the project because, again, I had lived an entire life believing that war in the United States being the 800-pound gorilla on the block and making everybody stand in line, and perpetual warfare and whatever, the spreading of democracy, so on and so forth, unjust wars. I firmly believed that this was the only way to do it. I firmly believed that collateral damage in the millions across the face of the earth was a byproduct that couldn't be helped, but it was necessary, so on and so forth. Again, the day I woke up, that's the very first day I came up with the name of the project. So what does it break down to? 3 words, but we'll discount the word "the" because it's usually the way you start a concept or an idea. Liberty. What is liberty? It is the ability of individuals to decide how and why and where, okay, they count, all right? Where their thoughts are important, where their actions are important. The liberty to do liberty, okay? Beacon. What is a beacon? A beacon is something that shines into the night for those who are lost or in search of a destination or a safe harbor.
That's a tearjerker.
The Liberty Beacon is just that. It is for all of those out there who are looking for liberty and don't quite know where to find it, so we'll put up a beacon to safe harbor. And that came to me as soon as I realized that everything I had been telling people was perpetuating the lie.
Because when you say project, that's like serious business. People don't use that word project too
Well,
often.
it's not a company. Okay,
Yeah.
we do have to have it. We do have to have an LLC because in order to operate, you do have to have, the government does require you to have a legitimate, organization. So we have an LLC, but this is a project. Why is it a project? Because it's never done. It's always perpetuating. It's always growing.
Something profound about the project, and I needed to know.
I love it.
It is a project, okay? It's not just the websites. It's not just the talent. It's not just the experienced individuals. It's not just the TV. Some of the things we're about to do and we can't talk about because either they have to remain proprietary until we do them or whatever. What you're about to find out is as big as the Liberty Beacon project is, and it's scattered across the globe like a shotgun blast at 20 paces, as big as it is, it's only 1% of where it's going. So it is an ongoing and developing project. And the day it stops being a project is the day I will turn the reins over to someone else and go away.
Wow. Thank you. Wow, 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 wow. That's all I can say.
And
Ask the
thank you,
question.
Linda. Thank you for becoming part of the TLB family. We are really very overjoyed to have you as a show host, as a contributor, and someone who wants the truth to be known.
I appreciate you because you're so good to me. You know
All
how
right.
that is?
Take about a minute, Linda, and wrap it up. Again, what do you hope to gain? And just please understand how welcome you are. So what are your feelings about that? And what do you hope to accomplish via the mechanism of a TLB TV show?
When I look at the world in my bottom line, I'm a micro and many macros. And so I want people to know that micro is very powerful. You are micro and many macros, but you are very powerful micro. And that the reason why I want to talk with you and share with you, because I know how valuable you are. And if I could just let a person realize that their voice is important, that they have a purpose, I can't ask for no more than that, because it also allows for them to prepare their journey, because sometimes it's not until you hear it, because they say faith comes from hearing the word, any word, that you can actually see yourself. So I want to make myself available for that beginning step or that second or third step, wherever they are on their journey, to know that they have to keep going or they have to get started, and that, you know, they're priceless to me.
Oh, I love it.
Rebecca, would you like to do a wrap up for us here, please?
I just, again, want to thank you so much, Linda, for everything that you do, the mission that you have. We want to help and support you succeed in that mission, which I know is going to happen.
Well, let me get the last word in here, because I usually do. For anybody who, from the very beginning of this show, didn't hear what I said this woman has one of the most contagious smiles you will ever see, and she's always using it. Have I been wrong? Did I misrepresent that even slightly? It is a beautiful smile, and it is very infectious. And if you didn't have anything else in the world, the smile would be enough for me, but you have so much more to offer. And
Yes.
we are so happy, so glad you are with us. And I look forward to, and I don't always have a chance to do this, I don't always have a chance to look at all of the shows that all of our phenomenal TLB TV show hosts do, but I will make it a point to watch your shows simply because you have a totally different message than anybody else in this project. You are unique. You're bringing something into this project nobody else has brought in. So at least for that, okay, it is 150%, which is impossible, but I'm going to say it anyway, 150% worth the time and effort to watch your shows. Thank you so much for being with us today. And for everybody watching, this has been TLBTV, Eradicating Programmed Ignorance, brought to you by the Liberty Beacon Project. And again, I am your host, Roger Landry, the founder of the Liberty Beacon Project. And I got to tell you something, I have been so outclassed today by these two lovely ladies. I feel so humbled, but I feel good. Have a great night.